All right, welcome back. This lesson we're going to learn how to import objects and bring them into our scene. So the first thing we do is you're in your scene, you can click the import button or you can drag and drop objects directly into this, but we're going to use the import button for now. Import, we're going to grab, let's grab our one wheel robot. It's got lots of assets. You'll notice some JPEGs and a C3B or FBX file. You can bring in FBX, OBJ, GLTF. It will automatically convert them to our C3B file. And you can bring in JPEGs, PNGs, MP3, MP4, all of these files. So let's just get started with this. We're going to make a new folder, keep everything organized. We're going to call it one wheel because it's a one wheel robot. Select. Make sure you keep things organized or you will be trying to find everything after. So I click my one wheel robot. I simply grab the 3D object. I drop it into my scene. And it's there available right away. I can move it, put it above the plane, so if it drops an AR, then it's not underneath the ground. Now, if you'll notice, I can start to manipulate this, and let's say, for example, I have it where I want, it's the right size, I'm perfect. Okay, I can turn off my gizmo. I'm going to click my robot, and what you'll notice is right here, I'm going to actually cast shadows, because I want the robot to cast a shadow. I'm going to create a plane so that we can show shadows. Perfect. I'm going to turn on my gizmo so I can make it bigger quick. Put it just up a bit. And I'm going to show shadows. Go back into the world. And I'm going to enable shadows. Great. So now I've got a shadow. Perfect. Now I'm going to grab my robot. And in its inspector window on the right here, you'll notice that we can look at it by everything from meshes. So from meshes, I can go from each individual mesh, right? So if I wanted to make that part there, red, for example, I can do that. And I can, again, copy and then paste it to different parts of the robot. So it is by mesh, right? So there I can start to copy and paste things. I can do it by meshes. I can also do it by materials. So say, for example, I grab this robot. Somebody has mapped it all as robot and silencer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn those all to white. And I'm going to start to add the robot's texture files. So I'm going to add the robot. We'll do the roughness first because it always looks cool. I've got a silver robot. Very happy with that. I can add my metallics, my ambient occlusion or kind of shadows, and then of course my albedo. And you'll notice it starts to look like a pretty cool robot. There is one missing here, the emissive, and you'll notice it's mapped to this here. So when I drop the emissive in and then I turn it white, it lights up. I can turn it red, but it lights up based on that map. So this is actually emitting light out of that. So it gives a really nice effect, especially if I turn off all the lights, right? You get a nice effect. Even if I turn off the skybox, you'll notice that my robot is still glowing from those emissive areas. So I'm going to turn my skybox back on. There we go. And I'm going to turn my lights back on. Got my robot. He's happy. I'm going to pull him just up a little bit. Perfect. Now I'm missing one piece over here, which is really important. It's this silencer. Super cool. And you'll notice how opacities work on this. So I'm going to click the silencer and I can go to materials and I can select silencer, which gives me the wheel, and this it's all mapped together. And what you'll notice is I go to my one wheel, I go to my silencer albedo, gives it the colors, metalness, roughness. Okay, and now the last part is opacity, and you're going to see holes being generated here, and I'm going to go to my R channel, take this opacity, and you see these little dots, they're all going to be mapped into this. As I drop it here, you'll see it cuts it out. So it's creating opacity. So it's actually creating holes in the system by creating opacity. Now I can simply grab this and turn the whole thing down and make it invisible, right? But the opacity map gives you the ability to do stuff like that. I can take my robot, also make him invisible by simply turning him on and off, right? You can make things look see-through. But there's my robot, very happy with it, and that's how you import an object. Very, very simple, and that's the import function of the robot. We'll get back to it, we'll rename this robot, and we'll get back with the next lesson. Robot 1, perfect.